released its new tool, Study and Learn. They claim that this gives learners a whole new experience. Instead of spitting out answers, they claim that this tool will help learners think critically and improve their metacognition. Welcome back. This is Bhavani Kola. In today's session, we're going to be diving deeper into Study and Learn. We're going to compare Study and Learn and without Study and Learn, behave like a student and see what this tool can do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yes, I keep forgetting to remind you all to subscribe, like, and share. So please do that if you can. So here I am on my ChatGPT. To activate this Study and Learn, all you have to do is click on this tool and click Study and Learn, and voila, it's absolutely ready. So before we dive into what this tool can actually do, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at its purpose, features, and principles. Again, if you're wondering what this tool is, this is nothing but our very old Google Notebook LM, which you can also use while presenting. So the purpose and benefits of these tools are, this tool is deep learning, support academic goals, encourage active participation, manage cognitive load, promote metacognition, foster curiosity, and provide actionable supportive feedback. So I'm guessing it's not going to just spit out answers, but it's going to keep asking questions again and again, so students or learners are actually thinking before they see the final answer. Let's take a look at the key features. The key features are personalized learning, which is also available without this tool, tailored lessons, adaptive to user skill and goals. That is because based on how you answer, it is going to reply back on your cognitive skills. Interactive conversation. So it's not just, here's my question, give me the answer. It is, let's just talk and see how I can use this tool. Open-ended questions, which is really good. Contextualized feedback. So I'm guessing there is no hallucination. There is no anterograde amnesia. I hope I said that right. Entero, whatever. Knowledge retention support. So because there is no hallucination and it's retaining the information, it will give you answers based on the context above, because GPT sometimes does tend to derail from what we are asking. Application ability and easy toggle on and off. Let's see where they derived this study mode from. OpenAI claims that they built this tool in collaboration with college students, learner-centered approach, collaboration with teachers, experts, learning science research, and supports deep learning behaviors. So OpenAI is collaborating with Next Gen AI Initiative, and it's also working with SCALE, which stands for Stanford University's Accelerator for Learning, to see how these AI tools will influence the learning outcomes. And the core functionality of this tool is to break down complex problems, of course, prepare for exams, tests, homeworks, assignments, explore new concepts, ask for guidance. And this is where everybody should be using explore a whole new concept, because it's not just going to just blabber the whole information. It is going to be a conversational tool, and it will give you information on what information you know. Ask for guidance. That could be a great tool, asking for guidance. If you have test anxiety, you might probably want to use this tool to say, how do I get over this math test anxiety and ace the test? Interactive dialogue versus quick answers, organizes information, keeps conversation focused, very important, and reduces that overwhelming spit out of answers. This is currently available to everybody. This is a new feature, so it's still being rolled out, and they're always taking feedback from students to improve. Well, I'm not really sure if I'm interested in this one, but let's go back and take a look at the tool. So to demonstrate how this whole study tool works, I have two windows. I'm using GPT-4o. Let me minimize this one too. I'm using GPT-4o here, and I'm going to compare side by side what exactly this tool does. So on this window, which is to my left, I'm going to activate my study and learn mode. And on the other window, I am not going to activate my study mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste a math problem, and I'm going to see what happens. Here I'm pasting the problem here. Here also I'm pasting the problem and not typing it out. And I'm going to click send on both of them and see what happens. And while it's working, I'm going to move myself all the way to the top here, so you can see the screen. And on my non-study and learn window, as you can see, GPT analyzes that's a math problem. And of course, it's giving me step-by-step instructions on how to solve. This problem has two parts, A and B, It's solving both the parts and giving me the answer. But on the left-hand side, where I'm using the study and learn tool, GPT says, great, let's break it down together. So it's inviting me to collaborate with GPT and learn, and it gives me the first few steps. Step 1, and it says, go ahead, expand this and multiply by 6. Want to give it a try? And I'm going to, because I'm a student, I'm going to say no. And I'm going to see what happens. It says, no problem, I've got your back, but I'll still keep you involved. Let's walk through it. It's, again, the conversation says, okay, don't worry, even though you don't want to, I'm going to keep you involved. And this is the conversation. And it says, can you simplify the expression? What cancels out? I'm going to say, no, I can't. I am afraid. You're doing great just by sticking with me and being honest in exactly how we make progress. Let's do it, slow it down, and it's giving me step by step. No pressure, we got this expression, and it's giving me very detailed information when I say I'm afraid and I don't want to do it. It's giving me much more detailed description than on this one. And it also tells me, let's simplify. Now one more question, and some of the text is actually bigger and it's been bolded. And you try answering this one. It's a gentle question to wrap up. And it says, what does approach? I'm going to give it a wrong answer. I'm going to say 60 and click enter, and I want to see what happens. Oh, close guess, but let's double check. Okay, 6 becomes term, and let's say, can you finish it? I'm going to say 48, and I want to see what happens. You nailed it. Okay, so that's the right answer. And it's again giving me options, final recap. Want to try one more together? Or take a mini quiz. So it's also asking me if I need to take a quiz. I'm going to say, yes, let's take a quiz. I want to see what happens. Awesome. Let's do a quick mini quiz. And I am going to just give an answer. You know what? Let me give a wrong answer. 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to get 7 and click enter. Almost there. Okay. It's giving me options on how it's going to work. And I'm just going to say 12 and see what happens. You're getting warmer. Okay. Very good, very good. As you can see, it's not giving up on me. The whole point of showing you is it's taking me deeper into the problem. It's analyzing my cognitive sense and skills on how I'm solving this problem based on the answers I gave. It's also retracking what I might have not done right, and it's giving me the information. And let's see what we get. Can you simplify that? And I'm going to say 0. And click enter. Not quite, really close. What is left out? Da 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 da. And let's see what I have. I'm just going to say 12 here. Can you simplify the fraction? Okay, I can't type this number. Let's say 12. Let's give it a shot. 3. How do I copy this? Delta x. I'm just gonna say 3x. I don't know how to type delta x, and I'm going to 12 plus 3x. So close. I really don't know how to type in delta x into GPT, so I'm not really sure how I should be doing it. And 12 is the final answer. Boom, yes, you got it. There you go. Want to try? Or flip the roles and teach it back to me. This is awesome. I mean, it's asking me, let me expand this. It's asking me, can you see this? Yes, I'm going to move myself all the way to the corner here. Not only it's giving me examples, but it's also asking me to flip roles and teach GPT how to do this problem. Again, the best way to learn is to teach. So here it is. And this is really cool. I said I have math anxiety and I have a test. I'm afraid I will fail. And I want to click send to see what GPT is going to tell me. Thank you for telling me. That takes real strength. Sure. You're not bad at math. You just did real calculus. Let's team up, and it's giving me what topics are in the test, and let's build a mini game plan just for you. So this is like having a personal tutor with you at any given time. And if you are a student and if you're watching this, do not lie to these AI tools because they are trying to help you out, and don't just try to get the answers. Use these tools to help you get better and have a better understanding. And honestly, most of my speaking techniques and most of my AI techniques, I do learn from these tools. I act like how they're acting. I flip roles and ask them to ask me questions. So use these tools to enhance your learning and not just to teach. And I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you learned how the Study and Learn tool will actually enhance your learning experience. If you did, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, happy teaching, and please take care of yourself. AI is taking off, and I really am not sure where this is going to go.